ඒමයි වටේ ප්ලාස්ටික් එක කැපුවොත් හරියයිනේ.
ඔව් ප්ලාස්ටික් එක කැපුවොත් හරි. දැන් මේක එහෙම නැහැ. මේක තින්නේ ටිකක් රිලීස් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙයාව සමහරවිට අපිට ගලවලා මේ මෙතනින් මේ සෝල්ඩරින් ටික ගැලෙව්වොත් මෙයාව තල්ලු කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. මෙයාව. දැන් වාගේ තියෙන සීල් ටයිප් ලොකු වටේට ලොකුවට තියෙන කළු පාටට ඒක ඇතුළට සීල් කරලා තියෙනවා. සමහරවිට වටේ කැඩුවොත් ඔයාලට මෝටර් එක ගලවන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. හැබැයි හાર્ඩ් එක හොඳට දන්නේ කරන්න එපා.
දැක්ක කොහොමද මාම දුන්න මේකේ පොඩි ලෙඩක් තියෙන්නේ. ඒක නිසා උගන්න.
එහෙමනම් ඉතින් ගලවලා බලන්න කවන්නේ නැහැ. කොහොමත් කවින ඔකට ෂොට් එක දෙනවා මම දන්නවා.
කොහොමද සම මේක අර මේක කැඩියනේ.
මොකද්ද කැඩලා තියෙන්නේ?
අර මේක පොයින්ට් එක.
පොයින්ට් එක?
මේ read write head එක සර්.
අන්න එහෙම කියන්න.
ඒක
say like that.
navigation තියෙන්නේ.
ඔය එක හරි. එතකොට වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ read write when something happens to the read write head it's not working. වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Okay. Then so before we come to the hard disk අපි hard disk එකට ආවි පස්සේ තෙවිරුට මතකේ තිබුණේ hard disk එක ගැන. තෙවිරුට මතකේ තිබුණේ hard disk එක. කියන්නේ ඒක තමයි තෙවිරු කිව්වේ අර disk එක disk දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ. ඒකේ magnetic තියෙනවානේ. එහෙම කියලා තෙවිරු කිව්වේ ඒක. තෙවිරුට මතකේ තිබුණේ hard disk එක ගැන. Right. But the thing is this magnetic storage medium means the storage of data on a magnetized medium is known as magnetic media, right? The particular devices are using to store data in the magnetized medium. The particular devices, it means the particular secondary storage devices which belongs to magnetic storage mediums used some magnetized medium to keep or store data, right? Also they used electromagnetic method to store data, electromagnetic rays to store data in it. Understood that? The one of the major example for the magnetic storage medium is a hard disk. The one of the major example for the magnetic storage medium is a hard disk. Visually what happened? No power?
Yes, sir.
Right. විසුලගේ කණ්ණාඩි දෙක පේනවා කණ්ණාඩි දෙක දිලිසෙනවා විසුලගේ කණ්ණාඩි දෙකයි පේනවා යන්තම් එකට අර චූටි එලියක් ඇදලා පේනවා කමක් නැහැ විසුල you better switch off your video then you can save the data ටික save කරගන්න පුළුවන් නැත්නම් බැටරි එකක් save කරගන්න පුළුවන්
Sir,
video
UPSA
නදිලටත් ගියා වගේ නේ මොකක් හරි වුණා සමහරට නදිලට කරන්ට් එක ආවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. වාට යනකොට යාට එන්නේ නැති. දැන් එයා ඩිස්කනෙක්ට් උනේ සමහරට ජෙන් එක ඔෆ් වෙන්නේ නැති. බලමු සමහර වෙලට. නදිල ගාව දේවල් තියෙන ඕන තරම් වැඩ තියෙනවා නදිල ගාව.
Sir,
yes.
Is DVD writer is a magnetic storage media?
DVD?
Writer?
DVD? DVD writer is not a magnetic storage medium, right? DVD writer is a device which operate some kind of secondary storage medium, right? When we were discussing about the secondary storage mediums, I said some kinds of secondary storage mediums to be operates by some unique device. DVD writer is one of the similar device. Understood? DVD writer is not a storage device. It is using to store data into some kind of secondary storage device. Right? Understood? Tevidu?
Yes, sir.
Right. DVD writer
How
or
it works?
Huh?
How it works?
Yes, it's working by laser beam or electromagnetic rays. It's working by laser beam or electromagnetic rays. Okay, I will explain that later when we were discussing about the particular storage device. I'll explain. Especially I'll explain about the CD-ROM or CD writer or DVD-ROM or DVD writer. Right? Give me a second. Right. Sorry for that. Sorry. Yeah.
මේ මොකද්ද සර් මේක? මේක තිබ්බ සර් hard disk එකේ ඇතුලේ. මේ hard disk එක සර්.
hard disk එක ඇතුලේ පුතේ ඔහොම එකක් තියෙන්න ඉඩක් නැහැ.
ඇයි සර් මෙතන තියෙන්නේ?
කොතන?
මෙතනට වෙලා තියෙන්නේ සර්. මෙහෙම අය කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
කො මට වෙන්න?
මේක.
නෑ මට මේ device එක අතට ගන්න.
නිකන් සර් ගම් ගාලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඒක මොකකටවත් කනෙක්ට් වෙන්න තියෙනවද? මට හරියට බෑ. මොකකට හරි කනෙක්ට් වෙන්න තියෙනවද?
ඒක කනෙක්ට් කරලා නිකන් ප්ලාස්ටික් එක ඇතුලට දාලා තියෙන්නේ.
මොකකටවත් කනෙක්ට් වෙලා නැද්ද?
නෑ සර්. අනික හිලක් තියෙනවා ඇතුලට. එන්නේ පොඩි කූර වගේ මේ කූරක් වගේ තියෙන්නේ.
ආ.
ඒක ඇතුලෙන් හිලක් තියෙනවා. නිකන් හුලන් යන්න පුළුවන් වගේ.
what is the type of the hard disk? Is it SATA or PATA? What is the type of the hard disk? Huh?
මෙන්න මේ වගේ එකක් තියෙන සර් මේ දිග එක.
මොකද්ද දිගේ එකක් කියලා හරියට? ඇයි මං ඉගන්නවා SATA PATA? SATA PATA ඉගන්නවා මොකද්ද තියන්නේ ඔය? විසුල what is that model?
පාට.
Huh?
පාට හරිද?
PATA ඔව්. SATA වෙන්න බෑ PATA it's PATA. මට ඒක හරියට ක්ලියර්ලි පික්චර් එකක් ගහලා යවන්න මට හරියටම කියන්න බෑ මොකක්ද කියලා හරියටම දකින්න නැත. මම ඒක දැන් මම දැකලා නැහැ hard disk වල මගේ එකේ නම් නැහැ මගේ තව කීපයක් තියෙනවා ගලපු ඒවයි නැහැ. Sometimes it might be some connector in a PATA වල තියෙන connect එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මම බලලා කියන්නම් ඒක පුතේ මට හරියටම කියන්න බෑ ඒක දකින්න නැතුව you send me then I'll check and let you know right then now you know what are the magnetic storage mediums you know what are the magnetic storage mediums isn't it එහෙම නේද පැහැදිලිද magnetic storage mediums කියන එක දැන්
Sir, magnetic tape also?
yes all the magnetic storage devices are belongs to the magnetic storage mediums. මේ magnetic storage devices ඔක්කොම අයිති වෙන්නේ අතෙන්ට. The hard disk is the major example for the magnetic storage mediums, right? Because the hard disk it has actually we can see inside the hard disk. We can see inside the hard disk. The hard disk has two or more magnetic coated disks. The hard disk has two or more magnetic coated disks. The particular disks are using to store data by electromagnetic method, right? So each disk has two sides. These both sides has a magnetic coating. Therefore, the both sides used to store data. These both sides has pointed by both sides of the disk has pointed by two read-write heads. Two read-write heads. Each disk consists two read-write heads. These read-write heads has already been connected by the actuator arm, right? Each disk consists one actuator arm. This one, the particular actuator arm has divided as two branches, divided into two sections. One is connecting with the upper side of the disk, and the other one is connecting with the downside of the disk. These two branches are using to point the read-write heads to the both sides of the disk. The particular disk, also known as a platter. Each hard disk maybe consists two or more platters, right? Then the device which holds the read-write heads calls actuator arm. The device which holds the read-write heads calls an actuator arm, right? This the particular actuator arm has already connected to the actuator. Actuator helps to move the actuator arm up and down when the particular disks are spinning by clockwise. When the hard disk is operating, each and every disks are spinning by the clockwise or rotating by the clockwise. How does the particular disks are rotating? How it happens? Each and every platter has connected to a spindle. Each and every platter are connected to a spindle. This is the spindle. Spindle is the component which holds the platters and spin the platters. Actually, the task of the spindle is similar to a motor. Right? Also, the task of the actuator is similar to a motor too. Here, this is the actuator. The task of the actuator also similar to a motor. like this. On that day, I have already removed this and shown you inside this this particular metal piece. It has two magnets beside that, right? Then here, this actuator arm consists small copper coil which is moving between the particular magnets, right? Therefore, it's working as a motor. This actuator arm is moving up and down by this actuator. When the disc, when the platters are rotating, this actuator arm is moving up and down by pointing the heads to the disc when the discs are rotating, right? Why this actuator arm is moving up and down by pointing the heads? Because the head is the device which reads and writes data onto the platter. Head is the device which reads and writes data onto the platter, right? Understood that? How does this platter made of? This platter has already made of plastic, aluminium or glass. Actually, it's a non-magnetic material. Plastic, aluminium or glass means it's a non-magnetic material. After manufactured the platter, then after it has applied or covered by the magnetized coating. After manufacturing the platter, it has covered by the magnetized coating. Both sides of the platter has covered by the magnetized coating, magnetic coating, right? The particular magnetic coating is used to store data. Understood that? I have already explained simply again. Understood it? Teviru, Visula, Kavinu, Himanga, and Nadila?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. The thing is, all of you guys, please revise your notes about the hard disk. Revise your notes about the hard disk, please. Hard disk එකකට දීපු notes ටික බලන්න ඕනේ. And Kavinu and Misula, I have already requested you all something on last day. I have already requested you to send the topics that you did not receive the pictures. Then I can send. මං එහෙම කිව්වනේ කිසත්.
Yes, sir.
ඔව් අමතක වෙලා. ඔව් පුතා.
The UPS going to off now.
I can hear that. No problem, Pute, it's okay. Let it off. I'll send you the video. ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න එපා. No problem. Let it off. I'll send you the video. Off වෙන නම් off වෙන්න අරින්න කමක් නැහැ. මම වීඩියෝ එක එවන්නම් ඔයාලට. ගැටලුවක් කරගන්න එපා. Right? Okay. Then this hard disk has another special thing here. This is a data cable. Here, this is a data ribbon actually. This is a data ribbon. Look at this. Here, this is a data ribbon. It has connected to the circuit here. It has already connected to the circuits, one of the circuit, right? Also, this data ribbon has connected with this read-write heads. This data ribbon has connected with the read write heads to මේ read write head එකත් එක්කත් මේ data ribbon එක connect වෙලා තියෙනවා. That is how the read write head receives data. That is how the read write head receives data. Okay, read write head receives data. This circuit has already connected with the motherboard of the hard disk. This is the motherboard of the hard disk. Therefore, when the hard disk's motherboard receives data from the computer's motherboard, when the hard disk's motherboard receives the data from the computer's motherboard, it sends the particular data through this circuit and the data ribbon to the read write head. Thereafter, head is starting to read data or write data. Understood? Understood that? Nadila? Deviru? Kavinu? Isula?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Then, how does this hard disk's motherboard receive data from the computer's motherboard?
By the SATA cable.
Maybe. Not only by the SATA cables. There are two types of data cables. There are two types of data cables.
So one is from the power supply.
Apuda?
One is from the power supply.
Yes, yes, yes. One is from the power supply, but the thing is the data receiving method. Now I am talking about the data receiving method. Thereafter I'll explain you the power. Right? Now I want Apude, Visual?
SATA data cable and PATA data cable.
PATA data cable, right? Okay. Then I'll show you what are the what is the SATA and what is PATA. Wait a minute.
මේක ඇසයි zoom එකේ මේ දැන් channel එකේ අපි පිටිපස්සේ අර බොඳ වෙන්න වගේ හදාගන්නේ කොහොමද සර්? අර දැන් පිටිපස්සේ තියෙන යා බොඳ වෙන්න හදාගන්නේ කොහොමද?
Okay, option එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔය zoom එකේ option එකක් තියෙනවා. මම පොඩ්ඩක් check කරලා කියන්න. මමත් ඕකේ මේ zoom එකේ options හරියටම දන්නේ නැහැ. මම පොඩ්ඩක් check කරලා කියන්නම්.
Virtual background.
virtual background නේ.
ඒක නැහැ.
Right. Wait a minute.
Option.
Hello? Are you all guys here?
Yes, sir.
What happened? Wait a minute. 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 One of my device has a matter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute, guys. Okay, sorry, one of my device has stopped working. මන්ද එක device එකක් නැවතුණා වැඩ කරන එක. මොකද දන්නේ නැහැ බලන්න. Right. Now I'll share this. Here are the SATA sorry. Here are the SATA cables. Huh? මේ තින්නේ SATA cable. Can you all look at this? Here, this is the SATA cable. This is the SATA cable. Can you all look at this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
මගේ එක device එකක් නැවතුණා. මොකක් හරි power failure එකක්. Right. This is the SATA cable, and this is the PATA cable. Have you all seen such a cable, PATA?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes. What is the meaning of this PATA? Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment. PATA. Also, we are calling the particular data cable as IDE data cable. මේකට IDE data cable එකක් කියලා කියනවා. Integrated drive electronics. Integrated drive electronics. Because the particular cable has already introduced by this integrated drive electronics, right? Also, the SATA cable means serial advanced technology attachment. When comparing both cables, SATA data cable is the most fastest data cable among them, right? Then on computer's motherboard, right? Then on computer's motherboard, here, this is a computer's motherboard. මම මේක ටක් ගාලා කියන්නම්. කලින් notes එක බලන්න මේ හැම එකේම මේවා තියෙනවා. On computer's motherboard, here we can see this is the IDE port. This is a IDE port or PATA port. This is a IDE port or PATA port. By using this IDE port or PATA port, we can transfer data to the IDE or PATA hard disk. We can transfer data to the IDE or PATA hard disk. Kavinu, take your hard disk now. Take your hard disk now. Right.
මේක දරවන්න ගන්න ඕන.
No. තියෙන විදියට come on. Right. Show the back side of the hard disk. Port side. Right. Look at the port of this hard disk. Can you all see it? Can you see the entire port? The entire port has pins. The entire port has pins. Can you all see, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
The entire port has pin. This port also has pins. Look at this. So we are using the PATA or IDE data cable, this type of cable, to connect the hard disk and the motherboard. Right? We are using this type of cable. This is a the particular cable calls PATA or IDE, right? This cable is using to connect the hard disk through the PATA or IDE ports. It means by this cable we only can connect the PATA ports or IDE ports, right? Motherboard also should have PATA port or IDE port. Then a hard disk also should have PATA or IDE port. The particular hard disk which has a PATA or IDE port calls IDE hard disk or PATA hard disk, right? In motherboards, if we take motherboards, and early motherboards, it used this PATA port to transfer data. Parallel advanced technology attachment, PATA, right? The particular method is little bit slower. When transferring data, it takes little time, right? Then, as per the advancements of the technologies, the particular method has already changed to the SATA technology. This technology. SATA means Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. This is the SATA technology. This is the SATA ports. And most of the newest motherboards, it has 4 or 6 SATA ports. Nowadays, rarely we can see this PATA port. මේ දවස්වල අලුත් මේ කාලේ තියෙන motherboards වල අපිට මේ PATA port එක ගොඩාක් අඩුවෙන් තමයි දකින්න ලැබෙන්නේ. හරිද? මේක නෑ දැන් ගොඩක් වෙලාට නෑ බොහොම rarely තමයි අපිට මේක දකින්න ලැබෙන්නේ. Nowadays we are using this SATA ports to transfer data, right? So when we are using the SATA port to transfer data, we are using this SATA cable. We are using this SATA cable. We are using this SATA cable to connect the motherboard's SATA port and the hard disk. So when we are connecting the motherboard's SATA port through the SATA cable, through the SATA data cable, the particular hard disk also should have a SATA port, a SATA data port, a SATA data connection. This is the SATA data port of the hard disk. This is the SATA data port of the hard disk. Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. The technology has already changed from PATA to SATA, right? If we are using a SATA data cable to connect motherboard and the hard disk, the particular motherboard should have SATA ports and the entire hard disk also a SATA hard disk. The particular hard disk has a SATA port. Serial Advanced Technology Attachment method is faster than Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment method, right? It means SATA cable is faster than PATA cable, right? Then if the hard disk which has SATA port to receive or send data, if the hard disk which has a SATA port to send or receive data, the particular port has already connected to the hard disk's motherboard, right? Also, if the particular hard disk is a SATA hard disk, its power supply method is similar to the entire technology. It means its power supply method also a SATA power supply method, right? So then to supply power to this type of hard disk, supply power to this type of hard disk, wait a minute. we are using a SATA power connector. This is the SATA power connector, right? Comes from the power supply. Look at this. It comes from the power supply to supply power to the SATA hard disk. We are using the SATA power cable, and we are using this SATA power cable to plug to the SATA power port to the hard disk. This is the SATA power port. This is the SATA power port of the hard disk. The particular SATA power port also connected to the entire hard disk's motherboard, right? Now I'll show you by connecting this SATA port, SATA power port. I just connected that. Look at this. Clearly, look at this. This is the SATA power port or SATA power connector. SATA power connector. This is.
So this is
Yes, that is PATA cable, PATA data cable. That is PATA data cable, right? The PATA data cable is using to send and receive data among the motherboard's PATA port and the PATA hard disk's PATA port, right? Okay. Then, if the particular hard disk is PATA or IDE, may hard disk එක පාටයි එහෙම නැත්නම් IDE නම්, right? We are using this Molex connector, this Molex power connector to supply power to the PATA hard disk. If the particular hard disk is PATA or IDE, we are using this Molex power connector that comes from the power supply to supply power to the PATA hard disk. This is Molex power connector. We have already, yes, that's right. We can plug this connector to the particular type of hard disk, the particular type of power port, which shown by Kavino. Kavino පෙන්නන on a power port එක එයාගේ තියෙන PATA hard disk එකේ, right? ඔන්න බලන්න මේ power port එකත් එක්ක මෙයා match වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. ඔන්න. Right? Is it matching?
Yes.
Yes, it's matching. Yes. Now, by this lesson, now it's more than enough about the hard disk. By this, you all have already revised about the hard disk. Especially Kavinu and Visula revised about the hard disk. I think Teviru and Nadila has an idea about the hard disk, right? Isn't it?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Now, what both of you has to do is, you better revise the notes that I given about the hard disk. Mama hard disk එක ගැන දීලා තියෙන notes එක පුතේ බලන්න ඕන. බලාගෙන ඉන්න. Because I'm going to give an assessment on next week. I'm going to give an assessment on next week. It means next Sunday, coming Sunday. I'm going to give an assessment.
ඒකේ කොච්චර ප්‍රශ්න තියෙද?
Huh?
කොච්චර තියෙද?
මොකද්ද පුතේ?
කොච්චර ප්‍රශ්න තියෙද සෑගේ?
ප්‍රශ්න මෙහෙමයි. ප්‍රශ්න ගාන නෙවෙයි තියෙන්නේ. ප්‍රශ්න ගාන නෙවෙයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. From the beginning up to now. I'm going to give the questions from the beginning up to now. මුල ඉඳන් මේ වෙනකන් මම ප්‍රශ්න දෙනවා. මුල ඉඳන් කරපු ටික ඉඳන් මේ වෙනකන් ප්‍රශ්න දෙනවා. Everybody carefully read the notes.
mouse එකයි keyboard එක ගැන
හැම එකම දෙනවා. අපි කොච්චර දේවල් කරාද? power supply එක ගැන වෙනම කතා කරා. connectors මොනවද කියලා ඉගෙන ගත්තා. නේද? Remember? Connectors මොනවද කියලා ඉගෙන ගත්තා. So better